My name is Alan G. Thole. I joined the Navy in May 6th of 1963. I joined and I was discharged on May 6th of 1969. My rank when I got out was a E5. It was an IC-2 SS submarines. Well, I was a farm kid from the middle of Minnesota, and I worked for a guy who had been in the Navy for 4 years, a number of years ago, in his case. And basically, when we worked together, all he did was told me stories about being in the Navy and the great time he had and the time he spent. He was on a surface craft over in Europe, and so all of a sudden I just went up to the recruiters in the local town of St. Cloud, Minnesota, and joined up, and that's basically, he talked me into going in. He was all upset when I did go in because I wasn't going to work for him anymore. But that was his loss. So I did basic in San Diego, California. It was pretty interesting because I went down to Minneapolis and went through the recruiters station down there and filled out a whole lot of paperwork and everything, went through the physical, and then I caught a prop plane from Minneapolis down to San Diego. I got in there about midnight, 12:30, something like that, in the morning, and they picked us up, a bunch of us, and kept us in the open area until we had enough men come in that evening, and we got enough for a company finally about 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 3:30, and they marched us off or took us over to a barracks and told us to get undressed, crawl in and sleep, and then they started banging on trash cans at 4:30 in the morning to get us up. And that was the start of it, and I was thinking to myself, what in the hell am I doing here? But you know, you just do what they're told, and we got up, they took us to breakfast, and then we went and seen the barbers, and it was kind of scary while we're sitting there waiting for me, when we're sitting there waiting for people to come in to develop this company, or get enough people for a company, because we had people coming in from all over the country, from the East Coast, New Jersey, New York, and they were coming in with long, greasy hair and talking tough, and from LA, and so I was pretty intimidated at the time. But once they put us in a barber chair and they shaved all our hair off, then everybody kind of became just the same old person, you know. And you know, all they did was the people that ran the boot camp, our company commanders and whoever we dealt with that were part of the boot camp team, all they did was yell at us and call us names and everything else. And so we became humbled real quick, all of us, which is what the goal was to make us one unit. So it worked. Well, we had a march every day. We went through basic training, learning how to tie knots, wash clothes in a bucket out on what they called the grinder, which was outside a big cement slab. We had to stand, hang our clothes up on clotheslines, and then we had to take turns standing watch over the clothes so other people wouldn't come along and steal them, supposedly. Get up every morning at 4:30, 5 o'clock, go eat. Pretty much the first 2 weeks was that kind of a drill. And then we moved into a little better environment where we did more schooling for the last portion of it. And I guess I was a squad leader. I got to be a squad leader, so there was I think 6 squads. And so when you had inspection every single morning, you had to, you know, make sure your squad was going to pass inspection. And we picked up one young man that was having trouble getting through the boot camp, and because he wasn't a very organized, clean kind of person, and so we had to give him what we called a soap scrub down shower in order to get him squared away. And I didn't do it. The guys that were under my squad came to me and said, "Hey, we got to get this guy squared away. Can we give him a scrub down shower?" And I said, "Yeah, go ahead. Just don't tell anybody." And anyway, so we got through that fine. And we graduated from boot camp. So Well, after leave, they sent me to A school for interior communications training in San Diego, California. So basically, I think, I'm trying to remember, I think I spent 17 weeks in training for that, which pretty much consisted of being in the barracks and keeping that clean, but then going to school and learning it. And that was, there wasn't a whole lot of anything exciting going on then, other than going off on the beach once in a while.